A city council meeting was Zoom-bombed with racist comments and harassment from a few of the over 200 people logged in to listen to the council discuss the upcoming budget and more specifically, the Newton Police budget. Jenn Adams has more with President of the City Council, Susan Albright.
Thank you, Councilor Albright, for joining me today and discussing what happened during the City Council meeting on Monday night, which was a Zoom meeting, as you've been holding these meetings since March, but it was Zoom-bombed by, I guess, racist remarks and harassment throughout the beginning part of the meeting until City Clerk David Olson basically shut down the meeting and then reopened it as a webinar instead of a Zoom where participants can actually perhaps voice their opinion even though they're not supposed to during the time, but they can watch it via Zoom. So this is the first time this has happened with the City Council meeting?
So it happened once to a committee meeting, not the council.
Okay.
It happened in the Programs and Services Committee, and the clerk was able to shut out the person who was causing the problems quickly. And the clerk's office readjusted how they manage these Zoom meetings with a waiting room and only letting people in who could come in. And that took care of it until Monday night. So really, we met for 3 months without incident until last night, Monday night.
And you had over 200 participants, so that's quite a lot of people, and it's not necessarily that David Olson could go through each individual one and block them. It was just too much, so he basically said shut it down.
Exactly. He became overwhelmed, I think, with the amount of intruders that were causing problems. And it's on us. We should have realized that with an issue as explosive as this has been these last few weeks, since the death of George Floyd, we should have realized that we were going to be intruded upon. And so it's on us that we didn't cover the problem well enough. But what happened was we couldn't get a new meeting going because New TV was hooked into this, taking a feed from the existing meeting, and we didn't know if New TV could be around and change the link. So we shut everything down, came back in on the same link, and the clerk only invited in the counselors and our invited guests. And everybody else we told, please go watch it on New TV.
And I believe that's what we did because we had quite a few hits on our Vimeo as well as New TV itself.
Yeah.
So how will meetings be held in the future? You've got, quite a few meetings coming up. You're discussing the budget, which are impactful. So how will you be proceeding, I guess, with the future Zoom meetings?
So we're trying a new format tonight, which will be the webinar format that's available through Zoom, which I don't think the city has purchased it yet, but we're trying it out tonight, and I think we will if it works. And how that works is that the council and our invited guests will be the speakers in a panel, essentially. And everyone else will be able to come in and listen and watch, but not communicate. And it will block folks from being able to intrude on our meeting tonight and hopefully into the future.
How will this affect public hearings? If, Zoom meetings and you're not able to go back into the chamber yet, how will this affect, public hearings that need to be held?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet what's going to happen. Last night we had a land use meeting, which is all the land use meetings have public hearings. And last night was no different. There were several public hearings. We had no trouble. The public was able to speak. We had no intruders. We did have a few people holding defund the police signs, which had nothing to do with the meeting, but nobody intruded, nobody broke us up, nobody Zoom-bombed us. Hopefully, we're going to keep trying it that way so that the public can speak. If that doesn't work, we'll have to find a way to mix and match using the webinar technique and allowing one or two people to come in, one person to come in at a time to make their comments. And we'll find a way. We can't run an open meeting without public speaking at a public hearing. So we will find a way to make it happen.
There are other ways the residents can contact you. That's via email or letters, phone calls.
Absolutely.
Still that option.
I think we've received since last Wednesday, I'm guessing, about over 400 emails on the police situation. So yes, people can reach us through email, and they do.
Speaking of the police situation, there have been quite a few docketed items with your name on them, along with other counselors, with recommendations on how the police will, I guess, train their recruits. Is that how? I mean, there's 5 of them, correct?
There's 5 of them.
What are they supposed to be? What are you looking to have happen?
So they're all slightly different from one another. There's one looking to look at the policies and procedures about the use of force and how to combat racism, with a possible outcome of a citizens oversight board. There's another one about recruitment and training and policies and procedures for that. There's another resolution, which is a long resolution, which asks that we look at the, what do they call it? The 8 protections against police violence and anti-racism, to review our whole department against those 8 policies and protections. There's another one that's coming along that will ask for a bottom-up review by an external consultant to review the whole department. So there's a variety of things. They will all be sent to the Public Safety and Transportation Committee, and hopefully they will get after that right away.
I'm guessing after the budget discussions, because
Yes.
those are still ongoing.
They are.
With a deadline by the end of this month, correct?
Yes, the 25th of June is our deadline.
And you'll be speaking with the police chief. You did speak with them on Monday night.
Yes.
The hopes of getting, you know, a discussion on the budget, but in fact it turned over to a different discussion, which led to no budget discussion, basically.
Not much budget discussion, and the chief will be back to our meeting tomorrow night, Thursday night. And so I hope that we will get into some budget discussions, but I think we'll still have more issues raised about policies and procedures of the police department. There's no doubt that that will happen again.
Well, we look forward to talking with you in the future regarding the budget itself, because, you know, we've had quite a reduction in the amount of money. So many different departments are affected in this manner by reducing, perhaps not getting their long list of items that they would have liked to have had for the upcoming year. So we'll check in with you again, Councillor Albright, and see how it's going.
That would be great. Thanks very much.